When I was in 5th grade, my dad came home with a little box and he set it on the table and he said, "Troy, I want you to take a look at this." I looked at it and I said, "What is that?" He opened it up and inside the box was a bright, shiny, golden saxophone. And he said, "Son, this is my favorite instrument. I love the sound of an alto saxophone, and you are going to learn how to play it." I said, "I don't really want to." I was thinking I'd rather play the trumpet or the drums. He looked at me and said, "No. I just spent several $100s on that, and you are going to play it." Well, for 7 years, I played the alto saxophone. I played in the band. I can't say I played well. I can't say I played good, but I played it. And my senior year, we played a song for graduation. We didn't play it well. If the videotape existed, I would show you how horrible the band sounded. But when I got done playing that song, I put that saxophone in a case. My golden music machine of 7 years, I closed the case. And to this day, I have never played the saxophone again. Now, why did I tell you that story? Because somebody made a choice for me. Somebody manipulated me and said, "Well, look, I paid for this, and now you have to play it." But I had no desire in my heart to play that instrument. I had no interest in it. There was nothing compelling me towards that instrument. The only reason I played it was because I didn't want my father to kill me, and I didn't want to disappoint him. But at the same time, it was never in my heart. Every year I struggled with it. I hated practicing it. I hated going to band. I hated to be the guy with the saxophone. I didn't even play the right parts. The music teacher used to get mad at me because I was always playing the melody with the trumpets. And that's not what I was supposed to be playing. You see, one of the problems that we have sometimes is we think that if something is really good, that we should be able to force somebody else to like it. And the problem is this: not everybody has the same taste. We all aren't going to like the same things. We all aren't going to live the same kind of lives. Some person might think, "You know what? The most anointed music in the world is the good old Southern gospel." But to somebody else, when they listen to it, the only thing they might hear is twang, 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 twang. I mean, that's not really going to bless you. And there's other people who might go, "Man, contemporary Christian music is so awesome." And somebody else might go, "That's just a bunch of noise." You see, one of the things we have to be careful of is that we're not manipulating people. I've been in the ministry my whole life, and I've been a credentialed minister for almost 20 years. I've seen a lot of conversions, and I can honestly say that some of those conversions came out of fear. Some of them came out of hell, fire, and brimstone. "If you don't surrender your heart today, you will burn in an eternal hell." People get scared. They go down to the altar. They go, "Oh, God, I don't want to burn in hell." But they never really fall in love with God. They never really learn about the attributes of who Christ is or what he's all about. All they really want is hellfire insurance. And after a while, they realize that they got scared and they got manipulated. And pretty soon, whenever somebody manipulates you to do something, there's this natural want to rebel against it. And I've seen a lot of people walk away and say, "I can't do this anymore." Why? It's not because God isn't real, or it's not because they've fallen out of love with Jesus. It's probably because they got a minister who's manipulating them, or they've got somebody in their lives who's trying to make all their choices and trying to play the Holy Spirit and trying to be God, but it's really just manipulation. You see, God made you an instrument. He made you an instrument of His glory. But don't try to make somebody else the kind of instrument that you are. Because if you make somebody else the kind of instrument you are, we're not really a band. We're all just one group of instruments going around honking like random car horns in traffic, and that's not beautiful music. One of the things that we have to do as Christians is we have to lift up Jesus, and we have to tell others about Him. That's a great thing. But we have to be careful that we're not manipulating others. Jesus said to the Pharisees, you go and make a disciple, and you make them twice the son of hell that you are. Well, when He said that, what He was basically saying is, you don't make disciples that are hungry for God and hungry to be like God. You make disciples to be just like you. You're cookie cutting. And that's not what Christianity is. And so, I just want to challenge you to love others, to lift up Christ, to try to shine the light of Jesus in such a way that people will be compelled to be drawn to Him, not manipulated to serve Him, and not forced to do it out of fear. Because those choices, they don't last very long. And I don't want somebody putting God in the same case that I put my alto saxophone in my senior year, closing the locks and walking away forever.